I know it has been a little bit over a week since I've done a video, so I wanted to hop on and go live real quick and just do a quick video. So I wanted to talk today about why I didn't follow Dave Ramsey's plan to pay off my debt, and I'll go through some things that I didn't do according to his plan. So I'll let you be the judge if I followed his plan or not. But since I didn't do it step by step, I guess in my opinion, I didn't follow it. So let me be the first to say there's nothing wrong with his plan or his book. I've read his book several times. I recommend it to anyone that wants to pay off debt. I think it's laid out well, it's simple, it's very easy to follow. It's a well written book. So anyone that asks like how to get started with paying off debt, I always recommend it. With that being said, it didn't work for me, and I'll go into my reasons why, things that I did wrong, and why it didn't work for me. So, when I first started paying off debt, I've attempted several times, and I've tried his plan of, the first step is building up $1,000, and then step two is you just throw everything towards debt. So I didn't follow the plan. I had an emergency fund, but I had more than $1,000. So with me, when I started, I already had an emergency fund built up, and I didn't. I know he talks about in the book. If you do, you take that money and wipe it out down to $1,000 and put the rest towards debt, and it gives you momentum to pay off a big debt. I didn't do it just because I just had a hard time of just letting my account. For some reason, I like to at least have $15,000 in my account, like at minimum, at all times. Worst case of all my accounts total that I have access to. I don't know why it's like this. I guess when I first moved to Austin, I had times where I struggled, and I didn't want to ever put myself in a situation where I felt like money was a struggle for me. So whether I got laid off from my job, an emergency came up or something, I always wanted to have cash on hand. So I chose not to wipe out my emergency fund. So I guess you can say I had that built out before. I chose not to wipe it out to $1,000. I mean, you can do the math. I save money on interest. It's costing me more by having it there. But I knew that I was going to wipe out my debt so quickly that I knew I was putting big payments towards it, that it wouldn't make that big of a difference. Like, and you can do the counter offer too, that since I was going to pay it off quickly, I could have built it up very quickly as well. For me, I just set a goal. I knew it was a stretch goal, though I can get my debt paid off in a year, but it was reasonable. So I decided I would just keep my emergency fund and gave myself permission at any point that I felt like one day, like, hey, I just want to wipe out my savings, then I would. I haven't done that yet. I'm in a position now where I only have a little bit over $14,000 left on my car, and I still haven't depleted my savings account to pay off that debt. I think about it. Don't get me wrong; it's crossed my mind, but I still haven't done it. Another thing that I done that he talks about is don't eat out. I haven't stopped eating out, but I haven't been crazy with eating out. Like, it's been a very small portion of my debt. I looked at my report. So I've been putting at least about 80 to 90% of my income each month towards my debt. So majority of my income that has come in has went towards my debt. So I haven't been I never really ate out crazy anyway before, but I'll go and I'll see a movie or I'll go to dinner, me and my partner once a week or whatever. So we haven't completely cut that out. I mean, we cut back some, but we haven't cut it out at all. I know he talks about just cut that out completely and use it as a reward when you pay off your debt. So we kind of tried to do that when I first started, but we haven't. So, but it really hasn't stopped me from paying off my debt. It hasn't had an impact at all. Another thing that I didn't do that I've done during paying off my debt is I have kept traveling. We've took a trip a week, like a 10-day trip to Hawaii. We went to California. No, we have not went to California this year. We went to DC, Maryland. We are going to California later this year. Just later next week, we're taking a trip to Portland for a wedding, and then I'll be going to Chicago in October as well. So I haven't completely cut out traveling during my debt. Again, I'm still putting a big portion towards paying off my debt. Some of the trips were already paid for anyway ahead of time. Hawaii was, so we still just took that trip. So I haven't cut out traveling. So I guess to get to the point and get to the punchline of, I guess the reason why I wanted to do this is to show that I think there's several different plans that you can do and bits and pieces that you can take. And I've definitely taken like some pieces from his plan as far as like the gazelle intensity. I mean, I guess I could have been more intense, but I don't know how much more intense I could have been. I guess it would have, if I would have looked back on everything, cut out everything, I guess I would have sped it up by maybe a month or two. So not really a huge difference. I guess it just, for me, like it just wasn't worth the sacrifice of some enjoyment. I'm not saying that will work for everyone, but I think the way like with paying off debt, I think it's the same with like a diet or a workout plan. Like there's no one plan that fits all. Now I'm saying like there's plans that are laid out that people can follow and that will work for them. But for me, I just wanted to have the flexibility and just get a plan that was going to work for me. The overall goal for me was to get my debt paid off. And as long as I reach that goal or achieve it, then I've made it. Like it doesn't matter how I got there, as long as I'm not cheating or doing anything illegal, which I didn't do during this whole time. So as long as it's within reason, it's not harming anyone, it's not doing anything bad to achieve your goal, then I think that's fine. I know, I mean, there may be some people that are watching that have tried to do various plans and it didn't quite work for them. So I'm saying like, if you're doing a plan and you fall off and it doesn't work, like don't beat yourself up. Like, you know, get back on the wagon, find out what works for you, and get a plan that's catered to your lifestyle, whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as you can go through and get your debt paid off, I think that's a big win, because that's the ultimate thing with what we want to do: get your debt paid off and don't get back into debt. So I just wanted to do this video just in case anyone is out there and they've tried plans and they haven't succeeded. Just know that not to give up, you know, keep pushing, and, you know, just find something that works for you. Anyway, if you guys have comments or want to leave your opinions, if there's people who absolutely agree that I've done this wrong, please leave a comment below. I'd like to have conversations started to get feedback. If you're doing something different besides this plan, drop a comment below as well, just to give some input on what you're doing that's different. Anyway, if you guys have any questions or anything, just leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys on the next video. Thank you guys for watching.